Welcome to the family tree.
Yes.
Good to see everybody this evening. Hope everyone's doing well. And we're going to go in tonight. And hopefully you all have your pens and pads ready. Because this, I feel like it's going to be a deep one, Big B.
Yeah, sounds like it, man.
A lot's going on in the world, y'all. And as we say, in this world going backwards, it's good to know we're moving forward. So we're in the family tree tonight.
Yes.
And might even want to text somebody, say, you better get in on this one. All right. I'm going to start off, and I'm going to stop sharing here, and let's give our main host with the most, that is Bill 1L Morgan. Let's give him a hand, y'all.
Yeah.
Let's give him a shout, or we get whatever we got to do.
Wave in, all that kind of good stuff. Hey. Yeah. And then, look, I can even move my shoulders for a change. Oh, look at that.
All right.
Woo.
All right, Big B. So
man,
how things going, man?
Listen, I'm terrific. You know what? If I got into bed, I'd be walking on the clouds. Shut the front door.
That's right.
Yeah,
so tell us what's going on in the world, Big B. We're still in a pandemic, man. And wait a minute, they're trying to make up their mind. Do you get a booster or not, man? What are we going to do here, Big B? I mean, man, something's going on.
Look, you better make sure you have your mask on because nobody don't know what's going on, brother. It's like, what? Every 5 seconds it changes. I don't think, well, let's put it like this. I think I know what it's all about, but I'm going to be real nice. You know, the folk are looking for their cash and their rollback. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm going to be, like I said, I'm going to be really nice about that whole thing. But you know what? Let me just say this. I think, you know, we are in the best place right here on the family tree each and every Wednesday night. You know why? Because we have got the best information in the world. And then being able to share with one another. It's probably, I would say probably one of the best things in the world going on. Because you know what? What does family do? Family comes together. If you get out of hand, I can just smack you down and keep on rolling. But that's what it's all about. But we still love one another because you're bringing in, and guess what? Massage each other. Make sure that this thing kind of works. So that's kind of where it's all about. Just make sure. I always say, make sure that you invite some more people each and every week, because guess what? It's getting bigger, y'all. Folks are just saying, can you do this? Can you do that? Well, guess what? We can do it as long as you keep on bringing the people in the house. Right here.
All right, Big B. Okay, Big B, tell us what our favorite website, what we have today as far as our overall world numbers from our favorite website.
Here we go. From our favorite website, of course, guys, is what? Encode2019.live. That's NCOV2019.live. And our update is of 16 minutes ago. Our quick facts are total confirmed cases. 227,149,005. Total critical, 101,887. Total deceased, 4,671,392. Total active cases, 24,997,606. Okay, drum roll. Here we go. All glory, y'all. Here we go. Total recovered, 2,105,396. Yo,
wow, let's give a shout out. Oh, that's huge.
That's huge, guys.
Crossed over the 200 million mark.
Yes, indeed.
That means 200 million people have gone through, have been diagnosed with COVID, had COVID 19, 20, or 21, whatever, and have come through.
Yes,
and that's 202 million people. That's amazing. That's because we feel that if you're really looking out for us, why don't you start doing some feasibility now? Look back and see what were those people doing. Remember when we first started, they said in the JAMA or the New England Journal of Medicine, also the other medical journals that are out, it said that if you are someone who has, very reasonable, pretty much, decent health, you have a 98 to 99% chance of survival rate.
That's deep. That's deep.
Did you hear that? But they never talk about this. They never talk about the fact that if you just build the immune system, stay with God's plan, hey, start to, stay off the things what you need to stay off of, and start to now build the immune system, guess what? Changes can happen. Your body naturally builds its natural immunity to it. So, with that, Big B, We're going to keep our eye on those numbers. We're at the
Yes.
200 million mark. I want to invite everyone now. Excuse me. If you are someone that has joined us for the very first time, if you want to ask questions, this is your time to ask the tree. We say this is the family tree. I call it the family tree because this is the place where you need to get all your information is with your family.
Yes,
We
yes.
always say it
Yes.
slow, Social Security. Social Security is your family. That's the closest
Yes.
people to you. Whenever you have a problem, usually you stay right around your area of the closest people to you. There, you usually will find your solution. So today, we're going to say, let's gather around the tree. Let's talk about whatever's going on. There is no dumb questions, right? Only question is the one you didn't ask.
Don't ask.
So if you're listening and you're right at the very bottom, you'll see the reactions. You can click on that bar, raise your hand, ask a question, and we'll try to get that question answered to you. Now, we can't get everyone all the time, but we'll try our best. Also, we have a chat box. If you want to chat, we have a question, you can drop it right in our chat box, and we'll try to answer it through the chat box. Either Big Bill, 1L Morgan, or we got Prophetess over there, Fingers, a.k.a. Fingers.
Well,
Down.
hallelujah.
She
Yes,
will.
Honey?
She will put it.
What?
Hallelujah.
She will put it in the chat for us,
That's
and we'll
always
try to
good.
get that information for
Oh,
you.
yeah.
Yes.
All right, make sure you mute
sure you
yourself,
mute
family.
yourself,
Make sure you
guys.
mute yourself, okay? And what we just asked that we just stay on point, and we try to get those questions. If you're someone that's calling in, if you're calling in, and we of course we can't see you, make yourself known, and we'll try to get you a question also. Just give us a yell, and we'll try to get you on. All right.
Well,
All right, Big B, you got anything in the chat box first? Let's start off with the chat box.
you know what?
Anybody
There's
have anything?
let me see. Well, hold on. Actually, there's no one in here right now. They just
Okay.
waiting there.
They just raising their hands.
Denise has got her arms up in the air,
She's
but
got
we
both
said-
hands
Yeah.
up.
But we had.
But
who
we
was
had
it?
May. We had May.
Yes.
May went a
May
little
had her hands up.
testimony. Testimony.
May,
Testimony.
you there?
Yes, sir. I'm right here. I'm right
All
here.
right. All
Okay,
right. Just
May.
fine. Just fine.
I'm under the tree. I'm under the tree.
Okay.
Under the tree.
I just want everybody to know that I'm telling you, we are so blessed to have such a strong man of God with so much wisdom. And Dr. Paul, I'm just so thankful for you. And the reason why I say that is because the son that I talked with you about last week, he had COVID that week. And because of the stuff that you shared with us over the time and the things that I kept taking and pulling them under the tree, under my tree, as I said last week,
All right.
it has helped him to survive, any real bad difficulties.
All right.
That sea
all right.
moss and the elderberry,
All
that's
right.
that stamp of approval in this family. And I
All
can tell you,
right.
thank you so much, Dr. Paul.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Let's all
All
give
right.
her
That's what's
hand.
up. See?
May a
That's
hand,
what it's all
y'all.
about, guys. That's
Yo,
what
that's
it's all
what
about.
it's all about. I
Indeed.
love the fact you said you bought them under your tree. That's
I heard
right.
that.
Everybody.
Oh wait, no, under her
Everybody
tree. Go
under
ahead,
her
man.
tree.
And not only was just him, but him and 4 of my grandchildren. They all
Lord,
had it at the
see?
same time.
See?
So it's 6
See,
of
that's
them.
what's up. That's what's
Wow.
up, guys. Yes,
Wow.
it is.
But that good old stuff, that good.
That good, that good
That's
stuff.
good.
Yeah.
That's right. Well, May, you are to be commended, and
Yes.
we thank you for applying the principle. Because remember, when I tell folks when you chime in, we have folks that come in. You never know if it's not just for you. It may be for somebody else in your
Indeed.
family. It may be for somebody you didn't even meet yet.
Mhm.
But whatever the case, when you get this knowledge and information, that's why I tell you, I'm only charging you with one thing, and that charging is to tell the truth. That's it. You got to go tell somebody. That means that you're charged with knowing, so don't hold on to this thing. Share it with somebody. Be the odd one at the table. When y'all sit down for dinner and then somebody start talking about water and you got the Joe in there and throw it there, that's bad water. That's all you got to say.
Well.
That's all you got to say. That's all you got to say. That's bad, right? You need to leave that alone.
Yeah.
And then, it starts conversation, and it's healthy conversation that we need. Because remember, those little things and agitations, we call those sandpaper personality, goes in and scrubs in some of those rust spots. And those rust spots are where people get caught up with a lot of things that we've been mistaught about. So I thank you, May. You've been appreciated. Thank you so much. Anyone else have a testimony? Bill, we might want to start off with testimonies.
Yeah, why don't we do that? I think
Anybody
that'll
else
look
got a
good.
testimony y'all want to yell into? Anybody? And it's open for anybody. Open testimony. Well, let me
I
give you.
do.
Okay, go ahead, Karen.
Hi. So, Dr. Paul, I just love ever since when I first heard you on Word Radio, I've been hooked. Okay. I
Thank
just
you.
thank you for every week. I'm here Saturdays, Wednesday, loving it. So I work in customer service and I work for a insurance company, right? So I
Hmm.
happen to do benefits. So I'm hearing people calling in with all kind of ailments now that they have to take medication for the rest of their life that's costing them $300 for 1 month supply of 60 pills because now they're getting blood clots for the rest of their life because they got that
Mm.
vaccine. So I'm
Hemorrhage.
Mm.
hearing this and they're calling in and they got cancer. So after I'm finished because I do excellent customer service.
Glory.
Mm.
So while they finish, and when they finish, I might slide in like, you might want to get you some red clover tea. Drink that. That's good for you for women. Read up on it. I'm sure you'll like it. So I'm carrying this thing everywhere to the point my daughter say I'm obsessed. So I'm telling you,
With your health, that is right, that is
absolutely,
right, that's
absolutely.
right.
And if I'm trying to help somebody else, every in the salon I work in here
Indeed.
salon on Saturdays, and it's they younger, so they're there every day, but I'm there on Saturday, and I'm telling them, look at all this junk in this refrigerator. Y'all got all this junk in it. They starting changing their eating habits, and I told you my daughter is pregnant, and she was still trying to eat up everything. She just committed, Mom. That's it. I'm done. I'm going to, I'm just going to listen to you. I'm like, please do. So I talk about you
Mm.
everywhere, all day, every day. I'm telling you, I've invited people from the salon to come. I just every time I turn around. So yes, I'm definitely carrying it through. I'm even telling about the skin, the sea buckthorn, about the Fico, everything. So
All
See,
right,
see,
all
see.
right, let's get Karen a
That,
hand
that's
up
that's
there,
that's that's
y'all.
what it's all about, guys.
Woo. Good stuff,
It's
good
gonna take all
stuff.
of that.
See, you're carrying the flag of righteousness because we're not breaking the rules. People always say, Dr. Paul method ain't got my method. I'm doing God's method.
I know
This
that's
is
right.
God's way of saying, don't break the rules. He laid upon us the laws, statutes, and commandments. He said, obey these things and you shall have life and have it more abundantly. But
Amen.
people choose death. They
Yes.
want to eat things that are death. Only life begets life. So, Karen, thank you so much for that. I appreciate that. That helps somebody right there.
Indeed. Indeed.
That's why I say a testimony goes a long, long way. And I can tell you, I get them all the time. I had testimony. I had good and bad testimonies. I get all the bad stuff with people going in the hospital and they're not
Mm-hmm.
coming out. I
Mm-hmm.
get
Yes.
the ones that say that they had the shot and then the next thing you know they're clotting up. One said that they started having clots in the area of the breast and all the other things that they're having with strokes. And young folks are having strokes left and right now. Nurses are coming up saying, I've never seen so many strokes on young folks.
Mm-hmm.
So all of these stories are bad, but it's always good to hear a good story. And I heard a lot of them this week. I heard one where the person said they came in, they said, you know what? I went back. They told them they had cancer, and they had cancer that was spreading in their intestines, all through their liver, and all throughout their body. And they said, you know what, doc? I came through, got an assessment, and you put me on the plan. And I said, don't break the rules. Know where you are at all time, and don't break the rules.
There you go.
So
There
she
you go.
said, I applied the principle, I did it, and she said, I got a shout. She said, I got a shot. I went back to the doctor and went to the doctor, and they doing all these tests. They poking, they jabbing, they doing all they stuff, and they setting me up to go through chemo and radiation. But, wait a minute.
What?
They took
What?
a test,
What?
and they can't find nothing.
Hallelujah.
He said, wait a minute. You mean they said, oh, something must be wrong. We seem to not be able to find it. Sisters was like, I'll see y'all later. I'm out of here.
See?
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. Sister was
See?
like,
Glory
sister
be
like,
to God.
you don't see nothing? I don't see nothing either. I'm out of here. And
I
she
know that's
got up
right.
on out of there.
Yes,
She
sir.
knew, and then when she told me what she was doing, she did exactly what I told her to do. When you come through for an assessment, I look only at what you're missing, what your body is asking for. That's why we feed the body, and it corrects itself 11
Yes,
times
yes,
faster.
yes.
All we're doing is looking for the imbalances. The imbalances that people tend to have always are things that they're breaking the rules somewhere. So we get the water water right, got the water right, got your nutrients right, detoxing, eliminating. All these are principles and rules. Once you get it under your belt, you now do this regularly. It's almost like brushing your teeth in the morning. I do hope some people, y'all still brush your teeth. Right? All right. So brushing your teeth every morning, it's like brushing your teeth. It becomes so natural, you don't even think about it. It becomes a way of life. And that's what I believe God intended it to do. So I commend you all, and I tell you, there's good and bad, but let's stay on the good side. How about that? All right?
I know that's right.
Anybody else got a testimony? I'm in the testimony.
Dr. Paul.
Yeah,
hey, Dr. Paul. Yeah,
that sound like Farouk.
That sound Farouk.
Oh,
that
yeah.
sound like Farouk.
Oh,
yes,
yeah,
it is.
I'm live well and now.
Okay, Farouk, what's up, buddy?
And what's funny is my hand is raised, and I changed my screen name. You see?
Yes, I know. I saw him.
Yes.
See, he was incognito the last few times, Dr. Paul.
Now
Yes.
fine. Now now you see how I changed that screen name. I got that thing straight.
You got it so that people can look right at it and they can grab that number
There
and
you go.
email and don't have to ask you to print that whole long number. All right.
Nope.
And Prophetess,
then,
I'm
I got a
sure
good
will grab
testimony.
that. Okay, go ahead.
Amen.
Okay.
Well, I do listen to your WRD, and I wanted to 'cause first of all, number one, I wanted to thank God for my health, because I did schedule another appointment with you, and also I do also wanted to. I'm just so grateful because ever since certain things have been going on, changes have been made. I have never got the corona, never got none of this stuff, and all the recoveries and all that stuff. I ain't never even had it. Even I've been on of course I used to be on the street, different areas of my life, but I used to be homeless around all this sick people and all this stuff. I still ain't never got it, and I got tested, and I was around the person who had the coronavirus. So more power to the power of the herbs, and God, and to His power for Him delivering, and healing and saving the people. Because honestly, this is what we need, because we feed in our soul, we feed in our spirit, and this why the Word of God is a book, but it's also a spiritual guideline for life and strength and protection. And more than that, but that's just the basic, that I got out this. So that's why I thank God for Dr. Paul, because not to saying, he's a godly man for going through it as long as he's been in. So I mean,
thank you, brother.
Lord have mercy. I mean, brother, you anointed.
Brother, I'm just staying in the line, man. I just thank God for using
just in the corner for
That's right.
Amen.
God is using me, and I just called. I just said that, many, what does it say? Many are called,
a few are chosen.
So what's the difference between being called and chosen? Everybody has a gift. Everyone's called. Everyone on this call right now has a specific gift that you can be using. But what's the difference between the call and the chosen? Well, the call and the difference between called and chosen has everything to do with those that are listening. That's it.
Yes.
So that means the one that is chosen is the one that just happened to say, all right, I hear you, and turns around and acknowledges.
That's right.
Some people will be called, and they hear the call, and they know what they're supposed to be doing, but they won't go. That's not the chosen. That's the one that's been ignoring their gift the whole time. So the whole concept of repent means to turn around. That's all it means, turn around to what God is really bringing inside of your life, and that's all I did. I just knew that I couldn't deal with what I saw. And, and I had a lot of sweat in the game because I know I lost a lot of people. I am a person that has lost a lot of family. I lost my brothers. I lost my father, my mother at an early age. I lost my aunts and uncles, and I saw how this thing was tearing them down, and I said, I got to do something. I can't stand still like this. And that's when I feel like that's when God led me in the direction I need to go. So whatever your call is, be the chosen. Be the chosen one.
That's right.
By listening to your call. Don't worry about how you're going to get there. God will make the way for you. And He will open up doors and bring people in your life that you never even thought that you would be next to. Your gift shall make room for you.
Amen.
How about
Hallelujah.
that? How about that? Your gift shall make room for you, make you and present you amongst kings and queens. And you're saying, like, how that happened? You said that only is the God.
By His grace, though.
Only by His grace. So keep that in mind, family. I'm being encouraged.
And then, Dr. Paul, I got a question.
Yes.
Okay.
I know you are I know you a firm believer, you know, and I, like I asked, you know, before, you ain't scared to let you know your faith, you know, you believe in Jesus Christ, you're a Christian.
That's right.
You know what I
That's
mean?
right. That's right. Amen. Amen. Absolutely. Absolutely. Amen. And I'm not scared to to deal with this devil. Because when you're dealing with knowing where you stand. You're going to have to know where you stand when you got a president coming up on and saying that you're going to do this the way I want it to happen. And if you
Well,
doing it, I'm sick on you. I'm stop wasting my time on you. Whoa, 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 whoa.
man.
What is going on?
Woo!
This is America, man. You can't do that. and
No.
and you have the right to stand on it, especially if you African American, you black.
Amen.
My family has, I have uncles, aunts, cousins, fathers, grandfathers that bled, grandmothers that fought, bled, and died for this country. Now, if I have the right to choose whether I want to take something or not, that should be
That's right.
that's my choice, not somebody else's. That's your real estate. Your real estate is your real property. It belongs to you, and nobody could ever take that from you. Got it? Remember
Yeah.
that, family. Remember that. So you have the right to choose whatever you want to do. Nobody can take that from you. All right, so be encouraged. Ooh, this is an encouraging moment, y'all.
Well,
all right, Big B.
Okay, man. Here we go.
Let's see
real
what we
quick.
got on. Thank you, Farouk. Just give
Thanks,
Farouk a
Farouk,
hand. Thank you, brother.
Amen.
Appreciate
You're
you, man.
welcome.
Amen,
All right,
brother. Thank you, man. And get that Farouk Washington 1001.myoreganogold.com.
Organo
Organo.
Gold.
Did I say
Gold.
what did I say? Organo? What? Oh, Organo
You said
Gold. Right?
oregano.
Oregano.
Fire.
Hey, Farouk, don't worry about it. That was the left side of his face.
See, that's
smoking something. Don't worry about it.
That's why he printed it up there so he won't mess it up.
It's a great coffee, very smooth.
Yeah,
Yes,
right.
it is.
That's right.
Yes, it is. Yes, it
All right,
is.
guys.
I heard
Here,
you.
real quick before you take the next, Dr. Paul, I'm already taking vitamin C in the form of camel powder. Is it okay to combine it with the amla powder? Is that too much vitamin C?
No, usually you just want to make sure you're looking at because we're in COVID protection, you're looking somewhere around 5,000 milligrams daily of vitamin C. So long as it's from fruit based, which it sounds like it is, and you're doing about 5,000, 6,000 at max when you're dealing with COVID. So if you have somebody who's actually been diagnosed with COVID, we, as not to diagnose, treat, cure, prevent any disease, just food for the soul, we recommend about 5,000 to 6,000 milligrams of vitamin C. But make sure it's non-ascorbic acid, no ascorbic acid or ascorbates. Got it?
Okay.
That's a synthesis from corn. I remember I did that whole show on corn, y'all. Don't mess with the corn. Corn in your hair. You remember we talked about corn in your hair?
Yes.
So much that people are seeing corn in their hair. So just make sure it's fruit based. All right, and then it's about 4 to 5,000 is what we're looking at. All right.
Okay. All right. Is yoni steaming good / safe for women?
What was that?
Yoni steaming.
Yeah, we answered that one time.
I think it was last week.
It was a couple of weeks back. Yeah, it's very much a therapy for a lot of women. We talked about that. It's the steaming, and it's just talking about the uterus. I believe that's what that.
Yes,
the
correct.
steaming
Vaginal steaming.
Yeah,
correct.
vaginal steaming, and
Yes,
what they use is they have it's a kit that you can buy. Ladies, you can buy a kit, and yes, it is very much a good detox, and it also is something they give you a gown. And they give you it's like a small bowl, and along with that, it gives you all the herbs that you would pour in hot water, and it creates the steam. And then from there, it's a good medicinal, retreat to sort of relax. We call that part of what's called the decompression time. Decompression time is what? Times when you need to just relax. Got it? So what a better way that it soothes, and then I would recommend that for all women. Absolutely. Yep. All right. Okay. And let's see. Let's go to the lines up here. We got on the lines up here. First in line, I got Helen today. Helen, how you doing, Helen?
How you doing, Dr. Paul? Hi, Bill. How's everyone tonight?
Just fine.
All right. Doing good. Where are you, in Las Vegas? What you doing up there?
No, I had to do something a little different,
Like you in Vegas. You like the Caesar's Palace back there.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, so I want to thank God, and I also want to thank you, Dr. Paul, for telling me exactly what to get for the trigger finger that I was having, to the arthritis.
Mm,
And it's been doing better and much more improvement since you told me to take the buckthorns, the omegas, and also
mm,
the hemp seeds. So I'm just
mm,
very thankful, because if you hadn't passed on the knowledge, I would have never knew what exactly to do. So that's my
mm.
testimony. I just want to get that out
Excellent.
there.
All right.
Yeah.
All
So it
right,
does
all right,
work, and then your faith as well.
all right.
Also, I have some general questions, and this is
Mm-hmm.
about herbs for female. Now, I know, Dr. Paul, we talked about it before, but I just want you to go into a little more deeper.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
I have some herbs. The first one is black cohosh. What is black cohosh good for? Is it good for infertility, premenopause, or what exactly is black cohosh?
Most right, black cohosh we use it more for menopausal issues, the imbalance of regulating and balancing when we have the testosterone, progesterone, estrogen. So when you're cycling or cycling down, as we say, now you're not, body says, hey, we're not making children no more, so we don't have to deal with the estrogen anymore, the production of estrogen. So that's where the balance starts to happen, and that's when the heavy cycles and heavy periods come in, and some women have a really hard time. Well, black cohosh comes in and helps to balance the liver in helping produce those hormones, and so that it constantly does it in cycle and rhythm, and it brings it down slowly. But here's the key: it's in balance. That's what so black cohosh is also very good for the liver. And you know how we talk about the liver being your nuclear reactor for the body, but also the liver does about 1,000 different things, and one of them is balancing the rhythm and cycles of the body. So cleaning the blood, also with keeping the hormones in balance. So yes, black cohosh is definitely. There's also one called blue cohosh. Okay, blue
Mm-hmm.
cohosh. So black cohosh and blue cohosh
Mm-hmm.
are very close neighbors. The other one would be angelica root,
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
or angelica, or the what they call don quay. Okay, those are
So
the
all of
ones
them
that
do the
we.
same thing. That's for like premenopausal, not necessarily for infertility, but
Well, infertility is one thing, because for infertility we sort of use what's called prenatal factors. That
okay.
means that we make sure we build the system up. But with
Mm-hmm.
prenatal factors, we also are building the woman and the man. Got it? Because when if you're trying to conceive, if someone was trying to conceive, a lot of times the women take the hit, that it was the woman that couldn't, if it was for whatever reason that there was you could not get pregnant, they blame the woman. The woman is not to blame. A lot of times, believe it or not, over 50% of the time it's the male sperm that's
Mm-hmm.
usually the problem. And that means that while women are really doing all the good stuff that you're supposed to do, you eating right, you eating fruit with seeds, and you eating right and thinking about all these things a mother would do in preparation. And then the guy over there say, yeah, all right, whatever, he's eating meat, he's eating all the bad junk
Yeah,
food,
yes, yes, yes.
processed food. So that usually is the case. So we use this thing called reproductive factors, and that is a combination of herbs. So we put them through a program, but we treat both male and female at the same time.
Okay, I have some more herbs. Red clover.
Mm-hmm.
What is
That's
that?
That's
Yeah, red clover is specifically that's a cancer fighter. When they
Okay.
went to certain herbs, when they studied certain herbs, and this is, we've always known this, but when the university started to study it, it blew their mind. This is one that's considered a cancer scavenger. That means when it enters the body, it goes and looks for cancer. So
mm-hmm.
it's like, where is he, Big B? I'm going
Mm-hmm.
after him, and goes
I know
directly
that's
at
right.
it. That's an
Mm-hmm.
amazing one. Red clover has also, remember, they call it red clover, but really, it's like a purple. If you ever see the buds that are on there, they're really purple. So
Mm-hmm.
again, high consciousness deals with dealing with higher vibration, so it keeps a high alkalinity. So that's what when we add a lot of the cancer treatments for people, red clover is one of them. Okay.
Okay, what about chasteberry?
Chasteberry, same thing. That's a liver cleanse. That's a chasteberry can be for, it's gotten this lore being that it's one of those that cleanses not only the liver, but it cleans the kidneys, all organs. So chase berries are definitely, when you talk about berries of any kind, that's a stimulation. It stimulates, it drives, gets the system to move. So that's what those do.
A couple of more. False unicorn. What is that good for?
False unicorn can be used for, you've used that for several different ones. False unicorn can be used for, that can be as a cleanse also. A lot of these that you're mentioning are liver cleanses.
Okay.
They're blood cleansers. Also false unicorn has a lot of anti-inflammatory. So a lot of people have a lot of inflammation. False unicorn can be used for that.
Okay, 3 more. Rose hip.
Rose hips.
Wow.
The high vitamin C. That's one of the highest vitamin C's that you can get. Rose hips is, matter of fact, that's from what's called the dogwood tree. The dogwood tree goes off like this. The buds, if you look it up, the rose hips goes like this. And remember, that's one of the highest, number one, antioxidant and also nutrient that you can get. So a lot of the vitamin C's, they add rose hips to it. Now here's the thing, I want to say this is very important. Because where the vitamin C, you'll see ascorbic acid, they'll add rose hips to it. What? Wait a minute. That shows you that the vitamin C they're doing does nothing at all. Got it? No ascorbic acid. So rose hips would be a great tea to add with something like also hibiscus. That would be your next one, right? Okay.
Yeah.
So that's what those two are, the ones that you can make a really nice vitamin C tea right there.
Primrose oil.
Primrose oil is calmative and relaxation. Yep, that's the one where you're going to lay back and just chill. That's the one when you start to lay back and chill. That's the one you can get the oils, put that right in your bath. Those are calmatives. That's part of, I would recommend, your decompression time. Decompression time happens when? Usually in the evening when you're winding down. When you're winding down. So primrose oil is excellent.
Great. Thank you so much, Dr. Paul.
Thank you, Helen. Always good. Good stuff. All right.
Helen keeps us on our toes, man. We got to go back and scratch our brains.
I could give you more, but I didn't want to take up too much time. I mean,
that's cool. That's cool because
Helen,
you know
get
what?
off my phone.
Yeah. No, not at all.
We just
the
kidding.
whole thing is, you know what? When you have a list of herbs, they roll off the top because we've had experience with them and we use them to apply it. You look at it as a toolbox.
Yes.
You can't take every herb and try to do every
right.
herb. That's why people say, I got all them herbs you talk about, Doc. I said, don't get them all. They come in with grocery bags. I'm like, yo, what are you doing?
Right. It's like, what am I taking? I don't want to take too much. I don't want to take the same
I don't want to
thing.
take too much stuff. Maybe tell me what I don't need here,
That's
And
right.
people go, some of y'all laughing because y'all know y'all the ones that came in, right? Like this. Go like, come on, Doc, tell me what I don't need, right? I'm like, when you gonna stop?
I know about the red raspberry leaf. I know women take that, so I have some of the red raspberry leaf. I got that.
So, that's right. Every woman on here should be taking red raspberry. You should never step away from red raspberry. That's the woman's herb. We call that the all good for everything, feel good herb for women. And some of the guys say it's the man's herb. You know what they mean. That's what they mean.
The Oscar that would have worked for him?
Yep. Absolutely. It'll work for men too. We also give the red raspberry to a lot
Only
of
if he
children
got a wife home.
with attention.
Only if he got a wife at home.
Oscar, don't get in trouble, man. That's a trap. Don't go there. Don't go in there.
Right. You've been serious trouble,
Don't
Oscar.
go there, Oscar.
Now
Don't
behave.
even. Oscar, I'm just gonna mute you, man. Don't even mess up.
No comment, Doc. No comment.
I'm gonna save you, bro. I'm gonna save you.
Did you say you give it to children?
Yes.
Holly wants to just say give it to children.
Absolutely. Red raspberry is always used for it can be used for attention deficit disorders, hyperactive disorders, things like that. Even adult attention deficit disorders, but it always is a nurturer. So it helps to, for women, it brings the herbs and things that you are trying to take. If you want to introduce yourself to a new herb, you should always take it with a little bit of red raspberry, because that means it brings it to you safely. That's why we give it to women when they're pregnant, because that means that they will have, they have less problems, because it sort of like balances with all of your hormones. Got it? Matter of fact, when we give it to women that are pregnant, they have no morning sickness at all. No morning sickness throughout the whole period. So with that, take a little bit of that in all your herbs. You should have a little bit of red raspberry. That's why I have it in my green drink, because I believe it's good for everybody. It keeps the nerves, and the balance and the rhythm and things like that together.
But I thought the chamomile helps with, like relaxation and so forth.
It does. It does. Yeah, you have multiple herbs that do multiple things. Chamomile is actually very good for inflammation also. It cools. It's a cooling herb. So chamomile sort of calms down the inflammation if you have arthritis, things like that. Also, I think of chamomile also with things like calendula. Calendula is another one. Calundela. Calendula. That's another one that's an anti-inflammatory. Those are usually bright herbs. When you see them, they're like a goldish color. So the color tells you what it's used for. It helps to bring down inflammation. All right? All good stuff, y'all. Y'all got all good stuff. All right, where are we? Where are we, Big B?
Okay, can I just break in for a moment? I just see a message here that said from Sheila, said her young nephew took a shot about 3 months ago. 2 days ago, he had a stroke. So can we just
let's keep him in prayer. What's his name? What's his name?
Sheila, what's his name? Sheila? Daniel.
Daniel.
Okay. All right.
Daniel.
His name is Daniel.
Daniel.
Put him on your prayer list, okay?
Absolutely.
Got to take care of the family, guys.
Yeah. Sorry to hear that, Sheila.
Yes.
Our prayers are with you. Again, though, is he in hospital, by the way, right now?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Keep him. We're going to keep him in prayer. How old is he, by the way?
About 43.
Okay.
Yeah.
He have a lot of other health issues. He's overweight, sleep apnea.
Yeah, we're gonna keep him in prayer, okay? And if you need me, just give me a call, okay? Let me know. All right, y'all.
Can you put your hand down, please?
Yeah. Okay, we got.
If you asked the question,
we got
please put your hand down.
Yes, thank you, Prophetess. I have Sheila. Is that? I can't see the last name. Yeah.
Sheila. Yes.
Yes, Sheila. How you doing?
I'm doing well, thank you. And I could have a testimony, but it would take all evening. But just to say that you really saved my life, and I just have to put that there. So as a result, I have passed all the knowledge on to other people.
Amen.
Just recently, a friend of mine came down with COVID. So I am asking you for a formula that can get him back on track. He's taking a lot of things, the D, the C, the neem, which I want to talk about a little more, but can't get the temperature down. It's stabilizing between 99 and 100, and that's a concern. So I want to give him a formula that he could take every day he's getting better, but that temperature is not going down.
Yeah. So what we want to do is usually in most cases, now he's home, right? He's home?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So, couple of things. You got to make sure his water's right. Number one. I'm sure you got his water right?
Yeah, got that.
Okay. Got his water right. And make sure it's half the body weight in ounces.
Yes.
Okay. Next, you got to look at, you got to basically fight this thing and hit it to the degree where it won't have chance to recover. Did he get a shot, by the way? Did he get a shot?
No.
Okay, good. So what do you want to do? You said he's taking D3 right now?
Yes, D3. He had a high dose of one prescription amount at one point. Now he's taking 20 IUs a day.
20,000?
20,000, yes.
Okay, all right, so that's good. Now keep in mind, we're trying to get the liver to respond. So probably with the D, a better one instead of using D3, and this is just taken in general, just based on not to diagnose, treat, kill, prevent disease, just food for the soul, just kind of going with what you're doing. You're building the immune system, so that means we're trying to use less energy to get better results, right? I don't want to have to use energy to actually get energy. Got it? So with D3, he may have a problem processing oils because he's dealing with the liver. So the liver, anything that's oil in the body is processed through the liver. So I would say take the stress off the liver, give him D2.
Okay.
D2 is plant-based.
Right.
D3 is lanolin, which comes from sheep. But then they mix also with that something that's actually mixed with a combination of other essential oils, which he may have a challenge with. So be sure D2 may work better. Got it?
Yes.
Now, you mentioned also he's taking neem. Is that correct?
Yes, and I heard you talking about neem a couple of weeks ago, so I went out and I bought the capsule, the flower, and the powder. And I'm not sure of the dose you're supposed to use and how much a day you should be taking.
Okay. Right. So what I would do first, I would back up just 2 steps. First, you want to get a strong foundation, and that's the foundation is to balance the voltage in the body. Here's when I tell you most of the people that come through to my office, the problem is they're not deficient. They're doing something. They're all insufficient, which means not enough. So it's almost like if we're on here and then the lights keep going on and off, we can't get nothing done. Got it? So that's the voltage that people are going like this all throughout the day. Got it? So you got to stay right here. That's my explanation to most people. You got to stay right here. So it starts with the highest energy is hydrogen. Hydrogen is found everywhere around us. It's highest in plant life, and out of plant life, out of the ocean. So the best of the land and the best of the sea. So that's why the green drink always works as a foundation. So I would tell him to get number 1, green drink. If you don't have one, he can grab mine and start to take that. But here's the key. You got to do it a minimum 3 times a day.
Okay.
Got it? Now, is he overweight, or does he have any chronic conditions or anything like that?
I think he's a little overweight, and he has a few conditions.
Okay, so here we go. To make sure that he's properly assimilating this, always do it before you eat, before he eats. See, if you want to make sure that you can get the green drinks and to make sure that you're assimilating properly, because in your gut, people have a lot of gut issues. And usually whenever there's a chronic disease, there's also a gut issue. That means you're not assimilating all the food that you're supposed to be getting. But if you take a green drink 30 minutes before you eat, you're going to change the game right there. That means your body's in preparation, making this thing perfect for your body to assimilate the food that's on its way. Got it? So also the enzymes are waiting there, so to break down the food. So if they're still eating meat and things like that, their body doesn't have to work to create the enzymes to break that down. See, every time you eat meat, it's going to wear you out. So I would pull him off of meat right now.
He's not a meat eater. He doesn't eat
Good. Meat. Excellent. What about chicken and turkey?
Basically fish.
Fish. Okay. All right. And what kind of fish? Do you know?
The bass, the Chilean sea bass.
Okay. Okay, sure. So
more than anything, the good stuff.
Good fins and scales, right? Fins and scales, right? So anything that's fins and scales, you shall freely eat. Got it? Yep. All right. No fins without scales. If it fins without scales, leave it alone, right? No flounder, no tilapia, no swai, no salmon.
We know that.
We got it.
No salmon. You said no salmon?
No salmon. No salmon. Yeah, salmon is genetically modified right now, and as of till 2022, they're not going to let you know till 2022. But from January 1st, 2020, it's been modified. Okay. So they just don't have the ability to tell you if it's been modified or not. They don't have the responsibility because in America, there is no mandatory labeling laws. Got it? Okay, so with that, With that, I would also I would give him the top 10 toxic foods on my website.
Yes.
Okay, you have that. Okay, make
Yes, I
sure
do.
he's not hitting. Make sure he's not hitting any of those. And with the green drink, the list that we give for those who have COVID, we start with vitamin A. Okay, vitamin A would be somewhere around. I think we were at. I think it was 300,000, 200,000 IUs. Okay, this is for advanced. This is for advanced, y'all. This is for advanced. This is if you've said you got it. Okay. And this is the recommendation. Remember, this is all food for the soul, right? Not to diagnose, treat, cure, prevent any disease. Just food for the soul. All right, so that's vitamin A. Or it can be beta. It can be, I would say stick to the vitamin A, okay? Because beta carotene can be also, but I would recommend just sticking with vitamin A. Got it? All right, number two would be, we mentioned vitamin C earlier, okay, because that's one. We're talking about 4,000 to 5,000 milligrams, but make sure it's what version? It has to be fruit-based.
Fruit-based, right.
Fruit-based, got it?
Yep.
All right, zinc, okay, zinc should be in the neighborhood somewhere around 50 to 70 milligrams, and that's daily. Got it?
Yep.
Let's see. What else? I would give also vitamin D. We talked about vitamin D, D2.
Well, Dr. Paul, vitamin D2, how much?
Same thing. Same amount. Same principle. Same principle, which would be about somewhere in the neighborhood of 10,000 IUs right now. Because we're in the fall. Yeah, we're also be switching to about 10,000 right now.
Okay.
10,000 IUs. All right?
Yep.
Can vitamin D3 be vegetarian?
Yes, they're all vegetarian. They should be. There is the forms that you can get them in. I recommend the liquid versions. Okay? The liquid version.
They don't have the sheep stuff in it?
Remember, D3 is the one. Okay? That's lanolin. D3. D2 is plant-based. Okay?
Right.
All right. And let's see. What else? I would also grab, I would do a golden seal root. Yep.
All right. What about a cleanser? Should he cleanse?
That is cleansers right there. That is cleanser. Yep, those are all cleansers. The green drink is going to get the bowels moving. You remember, keeping it moving is your goal. If you eat, you must eliminate. Okay, you eat, you must eliminate. And then I would use with like a syrup. I would use either the elderberry syrup or the old Indian wild cherry bark syrup. But you have to. You take it every hour on the hour for the first 4 hours, and then every 2 hours after that until he starts to feel better. Got it? Y'all got that? All right. So every hour on the hour for the first 4 hours, and then every 2 hours after that. That's for advanced situations. Got it? And must get some rest.
Yes.
That means when you take this
all.
stuff, get some rest.
Yes.
Lay down. Don't try to start getting up, taking your herbs, and then you start going, shopping. Yeah. Don't do that. Don't do that, or running around and cleaning up the house and all that. No, lay down. Your body heals faster when you're sleeping, somewhere in the neighborhood of 20 to 50 times faster when you just go to bed. And then you'll notice you're going to get up with a lot of energy, okay? So those are just basic stuff, fundamental stuff that I would roll out to y'all. I would say each one, he would have to, just keep the principle. And those are the things that overwhelm it right there.
Can you repeat that, Doc? You went froze for that for a second.
I said you have to overwhelm a virus, meaning that you have to overwhelm it by hitting it over and over continuously until you knock it down. You got it? You have to stop what's called the replication of it, because it's infecting other cells. Yes. And now when you stop that loading capability, that's what you would do. So yeah, all those blood cleansers that I have on that list. You got the blood cleansers list?
That's got all of it.
Yep,
You helped
yep.
me. I mean, I was on all of that. I came to see you. I'm telling you, you saved my life.
All right, God bless you. Now, you
perfect.
applied the principle. You applied the principle, and then you share that same You share that same information with him. But also, most importantly, you got to share the discipline with him.
Yes.
You got it? That's the key.
Yes.
The discipline is very important. A lot of people get the information, but a lot of people don't apply the discipline or can't get a hold of the discipline. Or some people say they don't even want to get the discipline. You should hear the folks. Let me tell you.
No, he's on board. He's on board.
Y'all is something else, boy. Let me tell you. Y'all is something else. I tell you, I give you the fix, and then y'all go like, all right, I'll see you later, Doc. You're like, you got to work. You're like, look, you can do this. You can do this. Wait a minute, hold up. Let me finish this point. You can do this, or eventually you're going to do something that's going to change your life for the worse.
Amen. So true.
You don't want to go down their route because their route is no coming back. So do the route and do the thing that's going to help you. And then when people say, well, I went in this, you know what I say? You ain't sick enough.
I know
You ain't
right.
sick enough, because when you get sick enough, you're going to turn the boat around when you get sick. So keep that and be encouraged, Sheila. All right?
I have one more thing. It's
sure.
really a suggestion or a request.
Sure.
And I've been thinking about it. I don't know if it's possible. Some of us are the vaccine resistors. And some of us have taken the vaccine and really wish they didn't. We're talking about it. The vaccine resistors seem to be put in a position of being the naysayer and are being shunned. And I have been, and I know a lot of other people who have been as well. We've lost friends. People don't want to be around us because they think we're going to give it to them because they have been vaccinated. I'm just wondering, and it's becoming alarming and emotional. And I'm sure I'm not the only one who feels this way. I'm wondering if somehow in your programming, can you spend just on that topic of the pandemic with whoever wants to be on it and not divert from it?
Well, we can talk about it. Yeah, we can talk about it right now. See, what happens is, remember, the numbers are being skewed. Okay, so when they tell you that the numbers are the person that's the unvaccinated are the problem, that's not true. And all you got to do is see the many nurses and doctors that are coming out. Just in New York, I don't know if y'all heard about it, but there's a major lawsuit in New York right now. New York hospitals there's doctors in the New York hospitals that filed a lawsuit and is stating that, they're not going to take the vaccine. And these are doctors. I just said doctors, right? Doctors are not taking it. Nurses are not taking it. They don't want to take it. And what is it they're doing? They're standing their ground because they know that these numbers are being skewed. What you see on public and television is what they want you to see.
Yes.
It's always going to be the pro of the message that you're receiving. But the truth of the matter is, for example, the numbers that they say that are coming in unvaccinated, that's not true. What they're really doing is, if you come in, say Big B, you come in, right? And you said, I have these symptoms, I got problems. And you say, when I say to you, Big B, well, when was it? Did you have a vaccine? And you say, yeah, I had one. But when I say, when did you have it? I had it 2 weeks ago, and then I started feeling funny about a week ago. Well, technically, they're saying you're unvaccinated. You got it?
They said 14
in under 14 days.
Right.
In 14 days, they're saying you're unvaccinated. So that's where the numbers are coming from. The numbers are being elevated. And then also there was a report also that the databases that they were using that show people who were the people who actually, how they list those that have been vaccinated. Well, some of them that were vaccinated were now, the database has been messing up where it's not showing that they were vaccinated. So it's showing they're unvaccinated. So these are where the numbers are being. You got to be careful, y'all. It's a lot going on right now. That's why I say try not to get too focused in that. You don't have to prove anything. You got it? You don't have to prove anything. Keep your eyes on God. Got it? Keep your eyes on Daddy. Don't worry about what's going on there. Just understand that you have the choice to choose whatever you want to do for your body. You got it? Nobody chooses what you eat, right? So
I think
you
that's
have.
what we need. We need encouragement.
Yes,
Like,
yes.
Certainly,
you
we
have
get
close
that.
people. You have people that you're close to that are.
They're fearful. That's what it boils down
They're
to.
fearful.
Sheila.
They're fearful. They're fearful. And those are people that will
I
operate
know
in
it's
the
based
spirit
on
of.
fear and concern.
Yeah, and so you remember, you cannot operate in the spirit of fear.
Yes.
You got it? You can't function. God didn't give us a spirit of fear. So you got to stay and understand. He said, do not fear. Fear not. I gave you three. He gave us 366 scriptures that said, fear not.
Yes.
And that's one for every day, including one for leap year.
Yes. Well, how about that?
So just fear not. Be encouraged, family. And just know that, remember when I said it from the very beginning. Anything that affects the immune system to try to make it trick it or do something is a direct threat. It's a poison. It's got to be a poison. It can't not be a poison. You got it? It's a poison. So when have you ever known a poison to ever be any good for you? When I come from, poison is poison. That's it. When I see skull and bones, that means don't do it. That's what it means. You got it? So just be encouraged, family, and just hold your stand. Stand, God said, be still and know that I am. That's it.
Yes, so very true.
Got it? Just be still.
During this COVID season.
You got it? Be still. Be still.
Thank you so much, Dr. Paul.
All right. God bless you now.
How do you handle an employer who is turning down your religious mandate? How do you proceed from there?
Well, you got to look at what your number one, your employer is coming from. You got to see what's in the document. That's what's happening. It depends if it's the right. Is it the state? What's the reason for them turning it down? You can't just say I just don't want to take it. No, you have. It's a strong religious conviction means that you have to put in there what is your strong religious conviction. So, it depends on what the body of the letter is included, but you have to put in there what is your conviction. A lot of the conviction has everything to do with if you break the skin, you now defile the temple. You got it? Now you defile the temple, now you've polluted the most so holy and sacred part of your body. You got it? That's when the Bible says the body, that the blood is the life. The life is in the blood. You got it? So if you're putting all this stuff that you don't even know where it comes from, nor has been tested for, you have a right to say, I don't want it. And then you got to get a booster anyway. So now that means that it ain't even working.
So you do that and your employer says not enough.
Well, if that's the case, that's what I'm saying. You got to find out why. You got to find out why it was denied. And you got to look at the body of your letter and what it represents. See, there's a lot of them that are circling around, and people are not modifying them to your perfect situation. They'll just take it and then, grab it and then, put their name at the top and send it out and don't even really get into the reading of what it is. So where you work, what is your religious conviction? You got to look at the letter. Okay.
Should you put the law? Should you put the law in your letter, or just stay away from that and just keep it about your religious conviction?
No law.
It's your religious conviction. You don't need anything else.
Like the Constitutional Civil Rights Act?
There is a Constitutional Civil Rights Act. Yes, there is. And you can add that to it if you want to. But standing on religious conviction is what I would only stand on. You don't need to stand on anything else.
Right.
That's it. That's it. You cannot prove somebody's faith. That you can't do that. That's why that's the most powerful part of all is the Sanitary Act of the United Nations, which means that you have a right to choose or make a decision, or if this is a medical procedure, then I don't have to take it. You got it? That's the Sanitary Act, and you can all look that up. Just Google Sanitary Act. But to get more information, to get all the talking points you need, go to that website I gave y'all. which is the vaclib.org/exemptions. Got it? So that's the legal part that you can go in. And it is updated regularly, so it goes state by state, because every state is having their challenges. They're not there's a lot of pushback on this, y'all. So you're not alone.
Can you say
There's
the
a lot.
website again, please?
Sure, we're gonna post it right in the chat box. Okay.
Yep.
Okay, make sure you put that in. Maybe Prophetess or
Yep.
Big B will put that in there. Okay. And you can just go there and just look at that. And that's a website supporting those that choose to make that choice for yourself. You have a right to do that. When you have just one side of things, take it because I told you so. Then wait a minute. That's like saying, eat this and I ain't gonna tell you what's on it. You want to know what's on the sandwich, don't you?
Oh yeah.
You've been taught all your life to look at the pro and the con. But now it's not doing that. So be careful, family. Just keep your eyes on Daddy. That's what I say.
It's in the chat, guys.
Yeah. Keep
Dr.
your eyes
Paul.
on. Yes.
I'm sorry, there was a / after that. After he said lsd.org, he said / and then something else.
Exemptions.
Okay, thank you.
Exemptions. Yeah.
Dr. Paul, I've got several people in my congregation that are frontline people that are in the medical industry. And of course, quite naturally, they've been pushing on them because they're the front line, particularly people working. One of them works in Penn Medicine. And Penn Medicine, they tried to jam the employees and letting them know that they would lose their job if they didn't get vaccinated. They tried to threaten them like that. And so the legislature rose up, and the top 22 legislatures in Pennsylvania rose up and said, if you do that, we are your number one funder. We will withhold your funding.
Glory to God.
Glory to God. There's God showing up. God is showing up. God is showing up.
They said, because I saw the letter. They said, you cannot force somebody. Two things you got is you got your spirit and you have your health in your body.
Amen.
Nobody, even me as a leader, I can't come across your threshold and start dictating to you what to do with your thing. That's your thing.
That's right. That's right. Go ahead, Rev. All right. Let's give Apostle Reverend Ricky Holmes a hand over there. Yes.
He snuck in on us over there.
Snuck in over there.
You are the chief apostle. You are the bishop of your soul.
Yes.
You don't let nobody up in your zone.
Wow.
No. Because your health is the second most important thing you got beyond your spirit.
That's right.
That's right. We put together that religious exemption, and reluctantly they approved it.
That's right. That's right.
Yes.
They have, Rev, and they have to, because they can't deny it. On what basis are you denying it? That my faith? You can't do that.
Yes,
this is your temple, your temple. You can't have any rights on nobody's temple. That's your real estate, and that's the whole thing. And that's where they can't stand on that. And that's where even the UN established that a long time ago, back in the 40s. They established that because they were discriminating against the people who are indigenous around the world in certain types of countries. So they said you can't do that. So they established that a long time ago, and we just have to reintroduce that to the people who don't know.
Yes.
So thank you so much.
Dr. Paul, I saw this happen in India. India is 84% Hindu, and the Sikhs, they're the people who have the beards and wear the turbans. The Sikhs have been around, man, for centuries. And because India is mostly Hindu, they tried to force them into certain things, and they said, listen, because you and the Muslim population don't get along, and you separated and went into Pakistan versus India. We were here before that existed.
That's right.
How are you going to force that on us? We got relatives, we got business associates in Pakistan, just like because Pakistan originally was India.
Yes, exactly.
And they went to court and they won it.
That's right.
They're the only group in India that can go to Pakistan.
There you go. More examples. Thank you, Rev. I appreciate you, man. Thank you, bro. I appreciate you, because you know what? We need to have that encouragement and understanding that what's going on, you're not seeing the whole story. And when you start to look around the world people are really pushing back. You're not going to get away with this one just telling people to do this. Somebody got to mute yourself. Mute yourself, family.
Mute yourself. Isabella, mute yourself.
Okay, so what happens
Mute
is
yourself.
a lot of people,
Thank you.
Yes, thank you. And people are pushing back. So you have a legitimate purpose. So, if you're working in a situation, the declaration of, strong religious conviction, meaning that when you break the skin, you increase the chances of infection. I'm just very surprised. You know what I'm very surprised at? I'm very surprised that, those that, they're going to get a real strong kickback with these lawsuits. Because you can't just tell somebody to do something and not be accountable for it. Because when people start having these reactions in situations, they have what's called a vaccine court. I don't know if y'all know about this. It's called a vaccine court. Yes, the vaccine court was set up because they knew that there was going to be a level of those who had reactions to the actual shot. So any of the shots. So my question is, where is the vaccine court going to be for this specific, COVID-19? There has to be a payout to people that are having these problems, and I'm telling you, they're happening every day. Happen around the world. So, all right, family. Thank you, Rev. I appreciate you, man. Thanks for sneaking in there, bro.
Hey, Dr. Paul, if the vaccine was so cool, then why do they make you sign a thing that you can't sue them?
Exactly. Well, actually, you know what it is? Back in 1996, the government threw them a bone. The government threw them a bone, says that you can no longer sue corporate or those entities for vaccine injuries. So that's what was the establishment of the vaccine court. That's when it was established. So really, they have no liability at all. So of course they're going to throw stuff out and tell you what they want and anything. They have no responsibility nor liability to you as a person. So they can do whatever you want to. And that happened in 1996. There's excellent documentaries that are out here. There's one called Vaxxed. It's called VAXED.
Yes.
That's it. Just simply Vaxxed. It gives you all the data and everything. And it's a movie documentary that you can look, and it's powerful. So go to that website. You can get all that information, get your talking points, and that can help you out. Okay. So be encouraged, family. We got to stay encouraged. All right. All right, Sheila, thank you so much. Thank you, Rev. I appreciate you, man. All right, I'm going to go up here to Dolly and Cynthia. Dolly and Cynthia, how you doing there?
Fine. All is well. How are you?
All right. We doing good on this side of the boat. Yep.
All right. Doc, I wanted to know if Symphytum, Symphytum, Symphytum officinale 30C. Is that the same as that Comfy you were talking about?
No.
Is that
No.
I was saying that name. Oh.
What is it? What is it again now? You called it what? Symphytum?
Symphytum, Symphytum.
Now, there's a lot of names for comfrey. There may be a different name for it. How did you come up with the name? Where did you get it from?
I got it from Sprouts.
Okay, and spell it again. Spell it for me.
Okay, SYM. P as in Paul. HY. T as in Tom. UM. And the second word is OFFICINALE.
The common. Yeah, they call it. Yeah, from what it's saying, I see why you're saying it's comfrey. That's common comfrey. That means that it's not the indigenous one. That is the one that may have been here, and it may have been like a mixed hybrid of different ones. So yes, this is a different one, just a slightly different, but still it has the effects of comfrey, which is bone, joints, ligaments, connective tissue, things that deal with elasticity of the skin. Also bone marrow. This is bone marrow. If you have anyone that's experiencing something with bone marrow or blood issues, that's what regenerates bone marrow, is comfrey. But I would look for the other comfrey. This is common comfrey, which means that it may be a combination or a hybrid. I would try to go with directly the straight comfrey, as opposed to the common comfrey.
Okay, straight
You know,
coming. Yeah.
some people may, and you can even see on here. See, it's still going to have the symptoms of dealing with the regular comfrey, of course. But I try to say stick to the main source of the comfrey. See, all herbs have a derivative, so this is a slight derivative from comfrey. They call it.
Okay.
That's why they call it common comfrey versus regular comfrey, right?
Mhm. Yeah, because I was looking for the raw. This is for my mother. The raw comfrey. It's so. Remember you were talking about you can soak it and use a cheesecloth.
Yep.
Or take it in the tea, or
Right.
either with the towel, whatever. To put the towel, and it doesn't help with the pain. Like she has right side pain.
Oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely. So you
Right.
can get the comfrey ointment. That where the comfrey ointment comes in. So there's
okay.
a comfrey ointment that you get. There's one from Dr. Christopher's comfrey formula has that. He's that comfrey ointment, and that's for bones. That's for knees. Anybody have any inflammation in their knees? Yeah, you got to get that comfrey ointment. Okay, and also it may have hip issues. Yep, that works wonders. Okay.
Okay. Thank you so much, Doc.
All right, thank you. Good question. Good
you know,
question.
Dr. Well, let me insert here just for a second. I was at a health food store over here in New Jersey about 2 weeks ago, looking for comfort. Since you're talking about that, I mean, they had comfort all along the wall, all kinds of raw, this, that, and the other thing, right? But you know what? The lady in there, she stood me down. She stood me down. Don't you ever take that in your body, because it's not good for you. I'm not going to argue with you, sister, but I just want you to know that you're wrong. I just left it at that.
Yeah, that's all you got to do, man.
That's all. But it was amazing.
It's amazing that, so let me give you a little bit of history and lore and legend of what comfrey does also. Comfrey was also used, the ancient Israelites used to use it before they went into battle, because they would chew on it and actually take the herb because it tightens your skin. And if it tightens your skin, we always talk about the chicken arms. Everybody got the chicken arms under
they
there.
go back a bungle.
So it tightens the skin. Ladies, y'all hear me now? Yeah. You can take that comfrey ointment, put it under the eyes and all that stuff. Yep, tightens up the skin. So it tightens the skin because it made it hard for somebody to cut you. You like say, Bill, I got to cut you now. You done messed up. I got to cut you.
Well.
So it was hard to cut you when your skin actually is tight. You got it? So that's why they used to take it, because it was very good for bone, joint, connective tissue. It was also a salve for bruises, things like that, skin issues. So it's a powerful herb. So why would you say, if you can't take it, Bill? I wish I was there. You should have called me, man. I would have just dropped one thing on here, and it would have been, we call it a 30-second choke out.
Yes,
you would have choked out real second. It would have been gone. It would have been over. All you had to do was say this. If you're saying that I can, on there it says I can bathe with this, but I can't take it internally, you should have said, well, wait a minute. Isn't the skin the largest organ in the body?
Well,
so actually, if I bathe in it, I'm getting more if I bathe in it than if I would take it into my body.
I think I'm going to go over there and then call you. How about that?
I'll wait.
I'll fix it.
See, when you say that, you say, I'll wait. And you sit back like that, and that's all. That would have been over.
Yes, sir.
See, they don't think about the obvious, which the largest organ is the skin. So with that being the case, you're absorbing it through the body. Plus, our ancient legend and lore, and from our culture, we take it, and that's what heals the body. See, it started to correct a lot of issues with hip and knee problems, and people stopped having to get those hip operations and them knee operations. They say, wait a minute, it's taking money out of pocket, man. We gotta get this off. So they came up with a study, and the study said they overdosed the rat or the mouse with too much comfrey, and then they said, well, see, that's why that liver failed in that rat, so that's why you can't have it. But here's what they do. They overdose the subject, and they never give it water, and then the liver fails. So that was the problem. So that was a purpose. That's what they do to shut it down. To get an herb out the market, they just overdose it, and then now you can say that's why you shouldn't take it. But really, they never gave it water. That was the whole point.
It would help with your hip problems if you make it as a tea.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. I can't tell you the many, many stories about comfrey. We give it to football players. Football players use it more than anybody because they use it for jam necks. You know, when they, young football players jam their necks because their necks are not developed yet. So they make a tea and they take the tea, steep it in a big bowl of water or go to the Crystal Geyser water and they steep it for about a gallon. And then they soak the tea for about 20, 30 minutes, right? And then they pull it out, and then they take a white towel. Take that white towel, and this is for any compress. Take that white towel, no dyes. Stick it in there, let it soak, and then when it gets nice into the temperature, you can grab it, pull it out, wring it out, wrap it right around the neck, wrap it around your shoulder, wrap it around your knee, anywhere you need to reduce inflammation, and you push it right into the system. Awesome, man. Comfrey is awesome. You got it? So don't let nobody fool you now.
Dr. Paul, can Bill tell us where that store is?
I'm gonna put it in the chat
y'all gonna
right now.
Helen, you about to go bum rush that store now. Go ahead, leave it alone, Bill. Don't let.
I'm getting ready to put it right in the chat right now, Helen. So just hold on one second.
Let me tell you something now, Helen. Go
get it.
Go get it, Helen.
I might get something else though.
It's in the chat now, Helen, right there.
All right.
It's
God
called
bless.
Natural Health. They're on College Drive.
Yes, good stuff, y'all.
Oh,
good
Blackwood,
stuff.
New Jersey. I know where that's at.
It's in Clementon.
I've been there before.
Yep, right there
You
on
don't
the
got
corner.
nothing on me. You don't got none on me.
See there? Hey, Dr. Paul, see that? Helen been skulking around over in New Jersey.
She was. Well, whoever that lady was, she in trouble now.
She gonna be in trouble now.
Trouble now. All right. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Okay, thank you, Dolly. Appreciate you. All right, we're gonna go to Lydia. Lydia up there. Lydia, how you doing, Lydia?
Which one?
You.
You, Lydia.
Thank you so much. God is really good. As I told you before, years ago, I was with a naturopathic, Frank White, which saved my life so that I would be able to get to you. Because getting to you, not only did I have a lot of those things in my toolbox, but you shared not only to take these things, but what it would do. And that gave us ammunition to, have a conversation, a credible conversation with our medical doctors. Like if they wanted to do something, you would say, well, are there any types of, orders for people that live in this country that are female, that are at this age? And when they would say no, then we could say, well, we don't want you to do that type of operation or something. And you have been very credible in teaching us what to do and how to do it if we are obedient and follow instructions.
Yes,
I know
yes.
go off the way. But thank you for who you are, what you represent. I noticed that, as I think that Sheila had mentioned about on the jobs, and I think they're talking about the school district. I'm blessed that I don't have to do that because they want us to be able to be leaders, that if you don't take the vaccination by, I think, October or something, that you sort of forced into a situation where they're going to do testing, weekly testing, or you get progressive discipline. These are the types of things that she was referring to. And I was wondering, you mentioned a doctor that can give you the testing. Is there a document also that could say that you were tested? Because when it first started out, we would go into establishments and they would take your temperature and they say, oh, you can come in, you don't have a temperature. But yet a week from there you could have a temperature. So that was not clear.
The test that they're doing, the PC test that they're doing, that's the problem. No one asked the $1 million question. What is the testing that you're doing for this Delta? When did you do Delta testing? When did you come up with a test for Delta? We didn't ask that one. Or when did you come up with one for Mu? Or when did you come up with one for C1.2? You know, all of these are happening right now. And then there's another one called Nipah, Nipah, which is in, you know, coming out of India, very strong right now. And that one is real dangerous.
Really strong. Yes.
That one's real bad. That one has a rate of 45 to 70 percentile of death when you get it.
What's
So
it
that
called?
one's it's called Nipah, Nipah. So that's where you know, you got to really look at the testing that they're doing. They already said that the person that came up with the PC test actually told him. He said this is not for coronavirus. He already told him that. He came out and said this is not for this. I use this test for other things to show how, like if you were looking at an ant or something, it would show and magnify that ant. That's all it does. It magnifies the mineral inside of you. And that when you spin it, you know, what they call cycles, the cycles spin at around 25 cycles. He said that's when you know you can determine what's in it. But when you go above 25 cycles and you go to 35 and 40, it creates what's called a 95 percentile false positive.
So they're creating case studies.
And they already came out and said this. I don't know, you know, I mentioned it about a couple of weeks ago. They said that they're going to stop using the testing because of the inaccuracies. Because when they are using it, they're spinning it at 40 or higher cycles. So that's false positives. So my question is, shouldn't we go back and test all those people? I mean, you know, those people that said they had it, they probably didn't have it.
Well,
or you're not even sure. You're not sure.
My question is, if they say the vaccine, they have the vaccine, and us who will not take the vaccine, they should not fear us because they've been vaccinated, and they should not have a problem.
Yeah. This is a common sense one that even children look at you a little strange. You know, they say, well, wait a minute. If you had it already, then I shouldn't be a problem. You got it?
Right.
You're protected. That's like if you walking around and you got all the armor on, and then say you ain't got no armor on, you causing problems for everybody else. Wait a minute, you got the armor on. What am I?
And when I tell them, I said, well, I vaccinate daily. I have my oregano oil, and now my seed oil. So I'm vaccinated twice a day. So I'm in a better position than you are.
And I gave you all what the difference is with when you're taking the herbs and building the immune system. You are getting the real boost. You're getting Mother Nature's boost. Got it? To fend off what's happening. Remember the ecosystem that we all learned about when we were young? You know, when it rains, you know, of course, it goes into the soil. And then when the sun shines, it draws the rays of the water up into the clouds. And then it recycles. That's called the ecosystem, or that whole cycle that goes through. Well, it is a verifiable system that works physically, but also they never tell you that it's an information highway for plants and all life. Got it? That's what it does. It's updating, letting the body know, or letting the atmosphere, from the atmosphere to the ground, what's happening in the world. That's how the earth readjusts, to let it know when, okay, if we got all this emissions from chemicals and stuff, then I'm gonna have to rain down information, tell the plants you need to make more of this specific herb that'll pull that poison out of there, out of the atmosphere. You got it? That's the way this thing works. So
go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead. That was just, I just wanted you to know that when you're taking the herb, it's alive and it has to deal with something that's alive. You got it?
When you talk about the Sanitary Act, and then there's a doctor that you can go and get the testing where you can give your saliva, is there a card? Because a lot of these stadiums and different things that are opening up are asking for cards, and then we don't have anything to present to say, okay, we vaccinate daily.
Well, that's up for debate still. So remember, you can always provide saliva. You know, a lot of the universities are providing saliva. So if you have to do testing, regular weekly testing, you can give saliva. You don't have to put one up your nose or the one where it goes in your mouth. So you can spit in a cup, provide enough, and it can swab that. That's the one that you give them something as opposed to them putting it in you. Because remember, if you're still looking at a strong religious conviction, that means you're not putting anything into the body. You got it? And that includes a swab or something, because you don't know what's on the swab. That's the whole point.
That's one thing, but I'm saying that what has happened is they're beginning to alienate the ones that are vaccinated, get it into events or different things because you don't have the proper documentation. So I've just, mentally said, I don't have to be there. I'd rather be alive.
Hey, you don't. Yeah, you got it. You got
I'd
it.
rather
So
be
you don't.
alive.
And you got to look at it from this perspective too. And I'm gonna have to mute somebody. Somebody's muting. Gonna mute somebody. Okay.
Isabel, there you go. Thank
Isabel, there you go. All right. So keep in mind this. A lot of the restaurants and things don't want to have to do this. And and when you now make a political statement and now make the restaurants literally start to do your policing work, we got a problem. And that's what's happening. You're seeing these even in New York really pushed back. I don't know if y'all watching what's happened in New York, but they started to try to say that if you didn't have certain cards, you couldn't go in and eat in this. And then the restaurant said, you know what, we're gonna sue the city. So all the restaurants, all the gyms, all of them are getting together and they're suing the city, saying you don't have a right to do that. We're not going to police your situation. We're doing what you're asking us to do. We already took a hit because we can't open up and we got to close at a certain time. And then, now we got these mandates. You got this, can't do this. He says, we've done enough. And that's why people are saying we need answers. You're giving us no answers. When you tell us that take the shot, next thing you know, you don't have to ever wear a mask no more. Now you got to get a booster. Wait a minute. What's going on? Too much confusion. People are scared. People are confused. And that's why you can only bank on your immune system. So focus on that, family. Got it? Stay with that. All right?
Lastly, testimony. MSM, thank you so much, is no joke.
MSM.
Thank you. I'm telling you because for over a year, we thought that there was some type of fungus or bacteria in the toes. And it wasn't. I put everything on. And as soon as you did the detoxing and the herbs and that MSM, my nails have never been so clear.
Yeah, that's right. You did come in. I'm a testimony to watch it and tell you that, yes, you're absolutely right. When you see your nails, everybody look at your nails. Look at your nails. All right? See your nails? You want to have a nice bright color to your nails. If you see blackness in the nail, darkness in the nails, that's liver. That's liver. So whenever and I think, Lydia, you came in one time, you was like, what's going on? And I said, that's your liver. Well, gave you the herbs and stuff. You came back in and started showing off. I said, go ahead, girl. You clear, Big B, clear nails, man. Clear nails. You should see it. Yes, you are to be applauded, Lydia.
That's exactly right. That's what's up. That's exactly what's up.
My hair ain't turned back black yet.
That's Deacon Lydia over there. That's Deacon. That's Deacon. All right.
Good evening, family. This is Earl Williams from Delaware.
Yes, Earl. How you doing?
How y'all doing tonight?
Doing wonderful. How about yourself, Earl?
I have something on my mind I want to say to y'all. And we all familiar with racism, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we be judged by the color of a person's skin. And I told my co-workers down there turning racism into vaccinationism. Because the people that are vaccinated are hating on the people that are unvaccinated. And they want to perpetuate that lie about unvaccinated people are spreading the COVID. We don't even have COVID, but they're coming at us and targeting us as if we have COVID.
Got it. You got it.
And they're really taking this to a high level of hatred. Because unvaccinated people aren't allowed on airplanes, boats, trains. You can't go in certain stores.
Yeah.
I mean, this is all ridiculous.
But you know what? Yeah,
I'm a government subsidized employee. I can't say the name because if I'm caught saying the name on the cell phone, they can fire me immediately.
All right, that's all right.
Yeah,
don't go there.
But Joe Biden had passed a mandate saying that if we don't get vaccinated, we could get fired. Now, 6 months, I'm getting ready to retire, and I'm caught in the middle of this. And I mean, supposedly I had gotten COVID last year. It's been a year. And since then, I've been feeling great. My body and my immune system fought that, and I ain't never had no problems since. But they're passing a mandate that by November 1st, I either get the vaccine or get fired.
Yeah.
Now they will allow the testing, but the testing we got to get tested every week. Now I'm not sure if that test is going to go to the proper place every week.
Now keep in mind though, you know, they're still allowing for religious exemption. They're not saying it nor promoting it, you know, but that's where they are still accepting that. You cannot not accept that. That's what I'm saying to everyone. So when you hear it promoted, they'll say universities or schools or government offices will have to have mandatory vaccinations and things like that. But then in the small little line, they'll say, except for those who have, you know, medical or religious exemptions. Got it? So you got to remember, they're very quick with that. You got to
Where do you get those forms?
Okay, we got a form. We got a website right in our chat box. Okay,
go to that chat box. Just make sure you request a copy of the chat box, and you'll get it.
And go to the state that you're in.
He's on the phone. He can't see. He's on the phone. He can't see the chat box.
Okay.
So make sure. Give me a text. Text over to my phone, 215-779-7355, and I'll text you the link. Okay. I'll text you the link, okay? And I'll text you the link over there. And it's just the talking points, and it's the updated state by state, what you do. And it does have government, it has government forms on there also for government religious exemptions. So you have to make your declaration. That's the most powerful thing you have, is to make your declaration. You opt out. Say, hey, I don't want it. That's it. Nothing else.
Yeah. And I really don't. They won't even. My mother just she's 97.
Right.
She just had a mild heart attack. She's in the hospital now, and they won't let me go see her.
Yeah. Now that's something else when you talk about. Yeah.
Because I'm not vaccinated.
Well, you know, that may, you know, that gets real sticky. No,
I'm just saying that's what I'm up against. That's what we're up against. Because they're treating this like a prejudice kind of thing.
Yeah,
that's not right. How you gonna tell somebody that don't even have the COVID that they are carriers?
Yeah,
that's what they saying.
Yeah, or what to put in your body. You know, you can't do it.
Or what to put in your body.
You can't do it. You can't do it, man. You cannot do that. That becomes. Now we start looking at like we're a third world country or something, man. You know, that's controlled by one system. You can't do that, man. You can't do it. So, thank you, brother. I appreciate you, man. Good stuff. Text me and I'll send that link to you, okay? Appreciate you, bro. Thanks for the comment. All right.
Okay.
All right, y'all going in tonight, boy. Y'all ain't gonna let this thing go. That's right. You got to talk about it. It's glad to be around the family tree. I'm glad everybody showed up tonight and continuously you take this information and share this information. Go to that website. That website I gave y'all has been around a long time. Those are women who had children that were injured by vaccine, and they actually took them to court and won. So this is a woman's base foundation for that Vaccination Liberation website. So go there, get your talking points, share the website, talk about what's going on there. And if you have information, you can always email and become part of their email list. They'll invite you in, tell you, hey, if there's anything they can help you with, they can answer questions. They got a whole telephone number, everything that you can reach out to them. So support it. And also there's a ton of information on there on all anything that you have a question with. They will answer it for you. All right, Big B. We have anybody on the chat there?
Oh gosh, hold on one second, Doctor. There was so much information up here. Hold on one second.
Okay. While you're doing that,
Yes.
I'm going to go over to Audrey. Audrey?
Hello, Dr. Paul.
Hey, how you doing there, Audrey? You in your favorite chair, I see.
Yes, I am. I paid too much for this chair now.
So let everybody know that,
right? Just a quick question. If you don't have, say you don't have Crystal Geyser water or some other water that's bottled at the source, what type of
Audrey, you always bringing some good stuff. You know what? You must be psychic. You must be in tune with the spirit tonight. Someone bought into me. Sister bought into me this today from 365. Over at Whole Foods. You remember I told y'all they had a water that was 365. It said, bottle at the source, but then it was double filtered, right? Well, she bought one in today that blew me away. You know what? They have private labeled Crystal Geyser at...
Nuh-uh.
Yes, they have. They title it now as 365 bottle at the source water. But guess what? It's the same company of Crystal Geyser. It's the same one. I tested the water today. And I was like, wow, they just private labeled Crystal Geyser. And you can go right to, that's the secret now. Y'all the first ones to get this now.
But it's
this is hot off the press. So don't y'all go right to, you're going to go right to Whole Foods, and it's 365. It's a white label. And it says 365 on it. Not the one with the blue label, with the white label, and it's just from Roxanne. See, Roxanne is the same company that makes Crystal Geyser. And yes, I tested the water today, just actually hours ago before I got on here. And guess what? Same water. Same water.
The same price?
What about?
Is it a
Just
dollar?
know it's not the same price. It's more expensive at Whole Foods.
Well, actually, you know what? She told me it was a little bit less expensive. She said it was like just a little bit less expensive. So what a great alternative. You can go right to it. They don't have the Crystal Geyser. Just run on over to Whole Foods, 365. Maybe I can pull it up.
What about the water from the dispenser that is pH balanced water?
No, that's not pH. That's actually, that's reverse osmosis. That's the one we say don't drink.
Yeah, but they have one. They have two. They have one that's reverse osmosis, and then they have the pH one.
Yeah, that's it. That is it. That's the pH one. See, when you reverse osmosis, and then they have one that's ionized. So those, like we said, you don't want to buy ionized water. You have an ionizer, you can purchase an ionizer, but don't buy ionized water because it starts to lose its charge after 48 hours. Now, reverse osmosis, that's a total different one. So you have two waters that we don't recommend buying from. You can actually own, though, an ionizer. That's where we have things like the Kangen water machines. I have one at home. So I'll mix between Kangen water and also doing something like the Crystal Geyser. So you can do the one that's ionized, but not the reverse osmosis. But I wouldn't buy either one of them. Got it? I wouldn't buy either one of them. Not from the store.
Well, my question is, if you don't have the water, what filter could you use at home?
It would be an ionized filter. That's the only one that we recommend. Because when you check about the filters that they have, like the zero pitchers and all those, see, those are cold filters. And with the cold filters, remember, cold binds. Got it? Cold binds. So when it cold binds, it pulls toxin, but it just can't pull what's in the water in the Philadelphia area. As Rev, you always say over there, you said we in the land of eds and meds. You know, this water, they found 56 traces of pharmaceutical drugs alone in Philadelphia's Schuylkill River, around our water area. So that means a lot of dumping's going on. So our cold filters just can't pull that stuff out of there. Too dangerous. We are the worst water outside of Flint, Michigan, they said. So what does that mean? Those cold filters just don't work. Got it? Because we haven't even gotten to the other stuff. The fluoride, chlorine, cryptosporidia, things like parasites, all of the amoebas, all that stuff, even the heavy metals. We haven't even talked about them. So that's why you don't want to mess with those cold filters. So the one that go on your spigot, or even the ones that go right through your refrigerator, y'all. I'm sorry to tell you. I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it. Yeah, I wouldn't do it.
Dr. Paul,
where do you pick up an ionizing filter?
An ionizer is where you can, not an ionized filter, it's an ionizer. It's a device. Yeah, it's an ionizer. There's one called Kangen by a company called Enagic, Enagic. I am a distributor for that, so if you're interested, just send me an email and I'll give you more information about that, okay? They are expensive, but if you can do better, do better. Got it? If you can do better, do better.
And is this a desktop or something you put on your faucet?
You put it right, it's a device, it's like a box that sits right next to your faucet. It hooks right to the faucet. When it goes through the faucet, the process of ionization, remember, ionizing is what principle again from last week? What was that, male or female? Oh, wait.
Get real quiet.
Oh, wait.
Margaret hollering female.
All right. See, Big B, you learned them last week, Big. You learned them. It's female. It's female. So
negative is female.
Where is she at that she can't get Crystal Geyser? I mean, I don't understand.
Right.
I guess she was looking at an alternative. It's a lot of places. So you can get.
Another thing is you can go directly to your grocer.
Yes, indeed.
You can request it because they want to sell stuff that people want. You can actually go right to the manager and tell them, say, listen, I want you to start carrying this because I buy this all the time. And they will put it on the shelf.
Yes, they will.
Yes, they will.
Well,
That's
it sells out really quick. Big Lot always has Crystal Geyser water.
Yes, they got pallets. They got pallets of
pallets.
And Acme has it. A lot of your dollar stores have it.
BJ's has it. BJ's has it.
Yep, BJ's does have it.
BJ sells the 6-pack gallons for like $5.29. For the 6-pack gallons, so you can wrap up if you need to. So they're out there. You just got to come out of your surroundings sometimes, go into different locations, but they're out there.
Paul, you were making reference to the chemicals that are in the water in and around the Philadelphia area.
Right.
It's getting ready to get worse because here's the deal.
Amen.
Buds was just sold to a company that is specializing in bioworks. They're going to convert the entire bud plant, all 82 acres, into a bio laboratory manufacturing. That whole 82 acres was sold, and they are right there, right as we speak. They are rehabbing, they are cleaning up. They already did the environmental work, putting new roofs on, new windows. That thing's going to become a bioworks campus right in the heart of Nicetown / Germantown, East Falls. And all around, the number one real estate that's growing in our area is bioworks.
Yes.
It's the one piece of real estate that has not been affected by any of the challenges that we've had by COVID. It's the sector that's growing. And so down at the Navy Yard, they're building one, they're building the King of Prussia. They're going to be all over the place because we have the largest amount of medical teaching hospitals in the country. We are the city of the eds and the meds. We have the talent, we have the hospitals, we have the research center. Go look on next time you pass South Street Bridge.
Yeah, everywhere.
Phase 2 and 3 on the right side near the river. South Street Bridge, Children's Hospital is already building phase 2, and they're going to be going to phase 3 of their clinical research center, and they are sinking billions of dollars. Matter of fact, I've seen the master plan for over top of the rail yard. When you come down 30th Street Station and see 30th Street Station, in the future, you won't even be able to see those rails. They're going to be hidden. That's over 80 some acres that they're going to reclaim, and Drexel and University of Penn and all that putting their stuff there. and Philadelphia is going to become an epicenter.
Yeah.
One other question, Dr. Paul.
Yes.
Audrey. Okay, Audrey. Thank you, Rev. Appreciate you, man. Yeah, go ahead, Audrey.
I have a cough that I have never gotten rid of. It comes and goes. They have tested me for everything. I have no allergies, no pulmonary problems, no heart condition, no lung problems, no anything. And nothing. I've been taking recently the elderberry. And that quieted it down a little bit, but then it comes right back.
Okay. Now, have you, two things come to mind whenever you have that. Remember, when they test, they usually test for bacteria and in the throat and things like that. If there's any bacteria in the sinuses, things like that. But the one they always miss is fungus. They always miss fungus. So there's a fungus that can grow in the mucous membranes. Back in the day, old folks used to call it catarrh. It's called catarrh, which is an infection in the mucous membranes. It comes from fungus. And usually when the large part of people who have that sort of never can get rid of that dripping going down the throat, mucus, sinuses issue, sometimes tightness in the face area, that's all coming from we tackle fungus. So oregano oil is what we recommend. Oregano. Okay, oregano, remember the one that we have from I don't have one right now in front of me, but it's called oregano, and I would get the one that says extra strength. Oregano. Okay, but also it's going to work with the lungs. It's going to deal with the larynx and also the sinuses all at the same time. And
how
that,
do you take it?
yeah, it's a tincture. It's in a tincture. It's in liquid form.
Okay.
And you can add it to your green drink. You can add it to just water. Or you can take it, if you're brave enough, Audrey, you can put it underneath your tongue and then chase it with
under my tongue, yes.
There you go. There you go. There's Oscar. Oscar got one right there. Everybody see Oscar? Okay. That's it right there.
Okay.
I would get the extra strength. That looks like the regular strength right there. Yeah, it looks like
I got the extra strength.
You got the extra strength? Oh, yeah, that's COVID protection right there, y'all. For real, for real. Okay, so that's what I would try, Audrey. Okay. You know, look at a lot of times they don't search for fungus. Fungus is actually builds in there, and it also stays a long time because it binds to the mucous membranes.
Right.
And that's what causes a problem. Yeah.
All right. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. I appreciate you. It is 9 o'clock and Big B is rolling
Dr.
the
Paul?
fingers. Yes.
I'm sorry. Can I ask you something real quick? That water that you're talking about from Whole Food?
Yes.
I'm trying to find it. So I look for it, but do you have the bottle? Can you show us the bottle?
You know
That's what I was looking for. I was looking to see.
In the chat box.
It's in the chat box, May. It's in the chat box.
Okay. I'm sorry. I didn't know.
Okay.
Thank you.
And by the way, guys, remember this. When I put out the chat box, I put it out in a PDF, and the links that you see there are hot. So all you have to do is just click them. It'll take you directly to those sites. I transfer it from a Word document to a PDF so you can find and go exactly to all these places that we're talking about. All right?
All right, y'all. I think it's time. We got to wrap it up.
Roll, y'all.
Thank you so much.
That's
We couldn't get it to everyone, but I thank you so much for the input.
Yes.
Y'all gathered around the tree tonight, y'all.
I've been going
and we
home.
talked about the hot topics and things that are going on.
Yes.
I want to thank you all for bringing those hot topics, because if there's no other place you can talk about it, you can talk about it right here on the Family Tree. So Big B, I want you to close us out, man. Tell folks how they can continue to support us in this venture with the Family Tree, and how they can get the information and contact information to get a transcript of tonight's presentation.
That's right. Of course, in order to get a copy of the transcript, just send an email to me right here at meccavideo@gmail.com. That's MECCAVIDEO@gmail.com. Now, to continue to support that Family Tree, which we always do, just use Dr. Paul's Cash App. That's $DR, capital PAUL, capital HOP. All right. Or if you through your bank, you can take it through Zelle and make that to Mecca Video at McAvey at Comcast.net. Now, I also got a post office box, because some of you folk don't have all these things. Send the P.O. Box 191, Mullica Hill, New Jersey, 08062, okay? And hey, make it happen. Bring some more folk, y'all, because there is no place like the tree. Bishop, glad to see you, man. Make it here every time. God bless.
Yes, and we want to thank Reverend Halsey for chiming in.
Yes,
Hey.
yes.
All right, Rev. Thank you, man. Rev always bringing that hot topic
That's
stuff.
right, all the good stuff.
Appreciate all of you that
Yes, sir.
chimed in. It's
Awesome,
all
we got to
pleasure.
talk, man.
Yes, absolutely. And we want to say, be encouraged, family. Remember,
yes.
continue to stay on your path. Share the information. The only thing
Indeed.
that I give you charge with is that you go tell somebody. How
There
about
you go.
that?
That's right.
So make sure that's the point. And share this information, and we will see you next week, y'all. We'll see you
right.
next week.
That's right.
All right, on the family tree.
There we go. There we go.
And remember, if you're breathing,
Got
a shot.
God bless everybody.
Tap it out, y'all. Tap it out. Tap it out. Tap it out.
Yeah. Tap it out. Tap it out. Tap it out.
Have a blessed week. Stay safe.
Everybody have a blessed
week. All right.
I'm tapping
Catch
my
us
ball
on
head.
the weekend. Catch us on the weekend.
Yeah,
Share. And I say, let's get some more leaves on this tree. How about that?
I know that's right.
Invite somebody. Invite somebody.
Invite as many people as you can, guys, because this is a place to be on Wednesday night.
All right. I see you
support
down.
brother,
Y'all can
Farouk.
dance it out if y'all want to. But
What can I say? I found my shoulder.
All right.
You took too
Dance
stiff
it
there,
out.
Bill. You took a little stiff there, Bill. You need a little bit of oil.
If I get up, I'll be falling over the chair.
Oh, big Bill.
All right, don't fall out. Nobody break the hip now.
Help me, y'all.
Keep it real, brother.
All right, I want to thank you all. Thank you. All right, thank you, Carol. I see Judith there. I see you, William. Karen, I see you. All right, Jackie. Thank you, Audrey.
Yes, everybody. Always good. Always good.
Get to your next one, Onitha. I see you in Florida down there. Jackie.
Yeah. That's where it's at, guys.
Diane. Let's see. We got Jackie, Denise.
Yes.
What's up, Denise?
Hanging in there. That's what it's all about.
All right. We got Gerald, Sheila.
Beverly, Talia,
Yes.
Rita. Hey,
Got a lot of
yeah.
family here tonight.
Yo, a lot of good
Yes.
folk, man.
Got
That's
a lot
where
of
it's
folks.
at.
Yep.
Hey, guys, keep
Yes.
coming. Keep inviting, not reinviting the family, just reinvite the family, guys.
Yes,
because this
absolutely.
is a whole place to be on Wednesday night. Oh.
All right. See y'all later.
God bless.
Be encouraged. All right. God bless y'all and good night.
Good night. Good night.
Good night, John Boy.
Good night, Cricket.
Good night. Good night, ladies.
All right.
Good night, Dr. Paul.
Breathing, got a shot.
Yeah, you got a shot.
Easy.
All
All right, Cam, take care of yourself, buddy.
Love y'all now. Love you.
I'm out in Cali right now.
Be back.
I'm in Cali right now.
Yeah,
in Cali?
you in Cali?
Yeah.
You in Cali right now? Is
Yeah.
that Cali? Somebody said they're in Cali.
Yeah, in Cali. That's Cam's in Cali.
Cam's in Cali.
All
Oh, see
right,
that?
Karam, you in Cali. Yeah, I see that
LA.
sunshine in
I
the
saw
back
the sun
there.
behind him back there.
Yes,
That's all right.
6:04 p.m.
Oh, man. Bless you, man. Glad you made it.
All
I'll
right.
be back home next week.
All
All right,
buddy.
you gotta
Hey,
get
be
your
safe.
circadian. You have to get your circadian rhythm back after
I
you
know that's
back
right.
off that jet lag.
Yeah, man, I tell you, tough.
Stay vigilant, safe, and healthy, my brother. And we'll
All
see
right.
you
Thank you.
next week.
Thank
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right, Doc P.
All right, family. We'll see
you,
y'all
buddy.
next week.
Yes,
Throw
sir.
your hands in the air.
All right.
Hey. All right. All right. Take care. God bless y'all. And we'll see you next week.
All right.
All right. Deuces.